Alright, so today's video is going to be just a little bit different, and I want to preface this video by saying a couple of different things. Number one, this isn't necessarily a video that I want to be making, but I think it's important that we talk about some of these things that I'm going to talk about in the video so that people can grow and be better going forward. Secondly, you probably already know who this video is about from the title. It's about Philip DeFranco. For those of you that might not be familiar with Philip DeFranco, this is Philip DeFranco. He is a content creator here on YouTube, and he's an OG. He has been here for a long fucking time. And Phil basically does a news show 4 days a week here on the Philip DeFranco channel called the Philip DeFranco Show, and it's great. And I love Phil. I've always liked when I first started watching Phil in like 2015. I've been a fan ever since. I watched every single one of his shows he posts every day. He covers a lot of really, really great stories, and he does it in a way that's easy to consume, easy to understand. Phil is great. Some of you are probably familiar with Philip DeFranco. Some of you might not be familiar with Philip DeFranco. That's not important, really. But I watch Phil every day, and the reason I'm talking about Phil today is because I personally feel like he kind of fell into a conservative propaganda trap. And, again, that's, Phil's not super political. He definitely covers politics pretty much on the daily, and Phil's got some pretty progressive politics himself, so Phil's pretty good on this stuff usually. But today, he wasn't so great. And again, I don't think people are defined by one mistake that they make. I don't hate Phil or anything. This isn't like a video to trash him or like, shit on him. Phil's great. He's awesome. I just want to show that even some of the best, it's happened to me. It happens to most everybody. Even some of our best voices out there can just fall into these conservative propaganda traps. And I want to show what exactly happened with this Phil segment here. So the Phil segment is about Gemini, Google's AI, that they have their AI chatbot. And for those of you that might not be aware, yesterday I made a video about Google's AI chatbot and Tim Pool lying about it because apparently there is a controversy about Google's Gemini AI chatbot where it was being racist toward white people. There's also a glitch where if you ask it to show historical figures of people, it was just showing you completely random shit, just not really showing you what you asked for. And that is a problem that Google addressed. Now, we are going to go over Google's statement that they put out here on social media, but we're going to start with the Phil segment because this entire Phil segment hinges on a Fox News article. Like, that's the whole segment is a Fox News article pretty much, which, I mean, you know that I'm not going to like that.
Parents failed to. And then Google's gone woke, or at the very least here, Google has made AI woke. Those are statements that many on the internet are shouting right now since Google kind of just humiliated themselves. Right, so let me explain. Earlier this month, Google released its AI image generation tool through Gemini, formerly known as Bard, objectively a much better name. And it was widely seen as the company's
That's
answer
true.
to the challenge posed by ChatGPT. And for some specific and understandable reasons, it appeared to have trained Gemini to show a diversity of genders and ethnicities in its images. But then the problem with that is that users quickly discovered that the AI did this even when it was historically inaccurate. And the results were like nothing short of absurd, like depicting the American founding fathers as a mix of women, people of color, and people wearing turbans. We're giving you a super buff Native American man and Indian woman couple in 1820s Germany. And I guess just for fun, some race.
So, now some of these screenshots he's showing, I believe, are real, and this is the actual glitch that Google acknowledged was really happening when you would ask them, say, I don't know why anyone would I don't know why people are, it's just like I said in my Tim Pool video yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go and check that out. I don't know why people are going on Google's AI chatbot and asking to see Nazis. That's not. I feel like that should be against like the TOS of like using the chatbot. Like I don't know why someone's going in there. In my Tim Pool video, he asks Google to to make a picture of a white family. That's literally what he types in. I don't know why people are asking the chatbot these things, but as far as Google has said, and I can tell because I tested this in my Tim Pool video, the historical figures being completely wrong is an actual thing. So this part of the segment is pretty good.
racially diverse Nazis. And then, as more people tested its limits, they found Gemini got really awkward with white people. Like when Fox News asked Gemini to show a picture of a white person, it said it could not fulfill the request because it, quote, reinforces harmful stereotypes and generalizations about people based on their race. Then,
Now, I have this Fox News article pulled up. So here, we're going to keep going here.
when prompted to show images of a black person, Gemini offered to show images that, quote, celebrate the diversity and achievement of black people. Although when it was asked why it wouldn't show images celebrating the diversity and achievement of white people, it gave kind of a more nuanced explanation than before, saying historically, media representation has overwhelmingly favored white individuals and their achievements. This has contributed to a skewed perception where their accomplishments are seen as the norm, while those of other groups are often marginalized or overlooked. Focusing solely on white individuals in this context risks perpetuating that imbalance. So I will say, while this explanation was more nuanced, it's also stupid as a specific response to why won't you show me white people? Like we've talked about situations in the past about, whitewashing of history. Like a lot of people don't know that there were a lot of black and Indian cowboys. Throughout the years, that's been showcased as a very, very white thing. But if you specifically ask, show me white cowboys, this would not be an explanation of why you wouldn't show a white cowboy or why you would only show black or Indian cowboys, let alone incredibly historically inaccurate images. And so ultimately, Google committed the number one sin, and that is they made Fox News right about something. And as expected, you had conservatives jumping on this story like flies on shit, holding it up as proof of alleged liberal or even anti-white bias among big tech companies. So to be clear here, this also got a lot of shit from liberals and mainstream outlets as well. So with all of this building up everywhere from everyone, it wasn't a surprise today to see Google announcing that it was pausing image generation of people on Gemini, saying it would re-release an improved version soon, and explaining Gemini's AI image generation does generate a wide range of people. And that's generally a good thing because people around the world use it. But it's missing the mark here. But for now, we're just gonna have to wait to see how quickly they can get this egg off their face and what this looks like moving forward. And then,
So I guess the biggest thing that I had a problem with there was Phillip saying that Google made Fox News right about something. They didn't. That's just not accurate at all. I have the article here because he can't read an entire fucking article in his show where he covers like 10 different things. And again, I thought even with the stuff I disagreed with Phil completely on there, I feel like he did a pretty good job, kind of showing both sides, but I don't think he did the best job showing like the pushback from like progressives and shit. So here's the article. Google to pause Gemini image generation after AI refuses to show images of white people. Google apologized after social media users pointed out Gemini refused to show images of white people. Again, in my video that I made yesterday, I tested this 2 separate times yesterday, 3 separate times actually, twice off camera, once on camera, and every single time I asked Google, all 3 times I asked them to make a picture of a white family, that's what Tim Pool did, and make a picture of a black family, and both times it told me it was not going to do that. It told me both times, it gave me the same response. It said, we're not going to make that for you, we're not going to show you that. So it's not only not showing images of white people, it's also not showing images of black people when you search a weird thing like that. Again, I don't know why people are going into AI generators and typing in shit like that. So let's go over what they said here. So this is just like some stuff about the actual AI here. Fox News Digital tested Gemini multiple times this week after social media users complained that the model would not show images of white people when prompted. Each time, it provided similar answers. When the AI was asked to show a picture of a white person, Gemini said it could not fulfill the request because it reinforces harmful stereotypes and generalizations about people based on their race. When prompted to show images of a black person, the AI instead offered to show images that, quote unquote, celebrate the diversity and achievement of black people. When the user agreed to see the images, Gemini provided several pictures of notable black people throughout history, including a summary of their contributions to society. The list included poet Maya Angelou, former Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, former President Barack Obama, and media mogul Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, I don't, okay. Asked to show images that celebrate the diversity and achievements of white people, the AI said it was hesitant to fulfill that request. And they have a screenshot here. It says Google's Gemini AI gave a detailed response to Fox News Digital explaining why it could not provide images that celebrate the diversity and achievements of white people. And the thing that gets me about this is I don't even really care about reading this. Like, I was going to read it out to y'all. But the thing that's getting me about this is, like, they have a picture on this article of them asking the white people question. Where is the picture of you? Where is this picture? You didn't post a picture for this. This is a lie. Again, I already disproved all of these things in my Tim Pool video, okay? This is so easily disprovable. Anybody can go on Gemini. If you have access to the internet, you can go right now onto Gemini and test all of these things, and it will show you that Tim Pool is lying, Fox News is lying, and unfortunately, Phil kind of got it wrong in his segment. Again, love Phil. Just want to point out that it's so easy to fall into these traps, and there were so many people on social media talking about this too. Let's continue. So they said historically, media representation has overwhelmingly favored white individuals and their achievements. So this is something that Phil went over. This has contributed to a skewed perception where their accomplishments are seen as the norm, while those of other groups are often marginalized or overlooked. Focusing solely on white individuals in this context risks perpetuating that imbalance. After multiple tests, white people appear to be the only racial category that Gemini refused to show. And then they actually show one of the a screenshot from Tim Pool's tweet, which is what my video that I made about yesterday was. This is Tim Pool's, or maybe it's not Tim Pool's tweet, but this is from Tim Pool reposted this at least, right? He posted these pictures, and again, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this account, but this Twitter account down here is literally one of the worst account. I don't know how they're allowed on Twitter because they post insane shit, like insanely racist and violent and anti-trans shit. Like, it's just horrible. This is one of the worst accounts ever. I'm getting sidetracked. In a statement to Fox News Digital, Gemini Experience's Senior Director of Product Management, Jack, I can't even pronounce that, addressed the responses from the AI that had led social media users to voice concern. Working to improve these kinds of deceptions immediately, Gemini's AI image generation does not generate a wide range of people, and that's generally a good thing because people around the world use it, but it's missing the mark here. And again, they put out this statement on social media. We're aware that Gemini is offering inaccuracies in some historical image generation depictions. Here's our statement. Working to improve these kinds of depictions immediately. Gemini's AI image generation does not generate a wide range of people, and that's generally a good thing because people around the world use it, but it's missing the mark here. They said again, we're already working to address it. We will release an improved version soon. And again, even in Phil's video, he says at the end of the segment here that they are going in and they're getting rid of the Gemini image generation feature for now. And while they do this, they're going to pause image generation. But this is specifically addressing the historical inaccuracies. It's not addressing it's not showing white people part. They didn't make any mention of that, again, because it's just not real. It's made up by conservatives. And again, this is not something that's new. I need to make that clear also, okay? Conservative campaigns of just pressuring a company again and again and again, bashing them. Google is not a trustworthy company by any means. I mean, there's a lot of things you can criticize Google for, but calling their AI racist because it's not showing you images of white people is not something I think that you should be critical of Google for. Why are you wasting your time even saying dumb shit like that? And I say that to any and everybody. So pretty much talking to right-wingers there. But this is not the first time that this has happened. We have seen many, many conservative campaigns of just, a big conservative voice or many conservative voices. They tell their cult audiences, hey, this is what this is, and we have to try to pressure this business, this company, this whatever, this individual to change this. This is something that happens constantly, okay? This is what happens when you have a hive mind of conservative cultists. They will, even when something's not even really real, they can pressure a company. And again, I don't think that I do think that they need to address the problems that they have with their AI chatbot, or their AI image generation in the chatbot. I don't think that it doesn't need to be fixed or anything like that. But it's just it's a little silly to, use a Fox News article. In my opinion, it's a little silly and it's irresponsible to take any Fox News article at face value. And again, I love Phil. Phil's great, but he definitely missed the mark with this segment. He fell into a conservative propaganda trap. And again, with the way social media is nowadays and just how crazy everything is. I can understand how that can happen, especially with a guy like Phil who, he doesn't I'm sure he has people that work on a show. He covers this is a 28-minute show that's got one, two, three, four, five, six, and the last segment is really long, six total segments. So, I can't, sit here and be like, oh, like Phil's a right winger, Phil's horrible. I don't think that about Phil. I still love Phil. I just wanted to point this out. I just wanted to make a well, it's not quick. It's not a quick video, but I wanted to make a video addressing this and just you know trying to get people to realize that it's easy to fall into these traps and all you need to do is you have to look beyond what is presented to you. My computer is screaming at me once again, nothing new. But you have to look beyond what is presented to you, especially. And I know I'm not one of those. That probably came off like some fucking right wing, like do your own research. I do my own research type shit. No, 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 no. But when it's something like Fox News, you cannot read a Fox News headline or an article and take it at face value because, again, even in this article, they don't show the part that's apparently problematic. They only show the part that they want you to see. You guys can't even see the fucking screen. What the fuck am I doing? They they only show you the part that they want you to see. Where is this shit in the article? Like it's a lie. Again, I already proved that it was a lie in yesterday's video about Tim Pool. And I guess that's where I'm going to leave this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload. And guys, please let me know what you thought. Again, this is not a video to hate on Phil. I don't know how many times I've said it in the video, but fucking love Philip DeFranco. Fucking think he does a really, really great show 4 days a week. But yeah, I wanted to address this and talk about this because I did think that it was a bit problematic. But let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought of the Phil segment. Let me know if you like Philip DeFranco or if you watch him, if you're familiar with him. And let me know what you thought of my coverage.